Okay, the entire transcribed file will be opened. The interface will be like this. So there are some basic things to know. You can download the McDAP's guideline for transcription, entire transcription from the guidelines button here, McDAP's guideline, and download the file. The Word document will be downloaded, and please go through the guidelines file completely. Okay, and after that, there are some keyboard shortcuts here. To play a segment or play the audio continuously, you can press a tab button, and to pause, you can press tab button again. And to play a single segment repeatedly, you can press shift and tab. If press shift and tab, a single only selected segment will be played. And to make a new segment or to break a segment, you can press enter key, or you can press the button will be given here.
Project.
You can press the new segment button.
App कोई नवा ही है. Transcription English.
Can you guys please keep your mics on mute?
Training session record करके भेजणगे.
It won't be
So can everybody please go on mute?
English केड़ी है?
Hello. Please keep your microphones on mute. Okay, good. So to merge a segment, you have to press Control plus backspace, and to save, the Control plus save button, S button. Okay, the keyboard shortcuts are given here. So at the beginning, the sorry, interface will look like this. So you can play audio from here also.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay, and you can control the playback speed by selecting the playback speed here. Okay, if you can't understand some speech, you can slow down the playback speed and listen to the speech carefully. Okay, and here the all segments are already created, and the all data is already transcribed. No need to do actual transcription again. But to do proofreading, it is required to know the guidelines of the transcription. That's why you have to download the guidelines and go through the guidelines completely. And in this proofreading task, we are not concentrating on the other tagging and other errors. Only we are concentrating on the missing words and spelling errors and missing SIL part at file tags. I will let you know what is file and SIL and missing words and missing or spelling errors. So to do proofreading of these files, you have to go through all the segments, each and every segments. And when you go to a segment, just click Shift plus Tab button.
Good evening.
Okay, and listen to that segment carefully. And if there are any missing word to be typed, okay, if there are 5 in the speech, there are 5 words they have spoken, and here only 3 or 4 words have been typed, then you have to identify that 1 or 2 missing words and enter those words here correctly. And check the we have implemented speller, means spell checker here. Wrong, whatever the spelling errors are there, wrong words are there, those will be highlighted by a red line below that word, or like a yellow in this yellow ribbon, it will be shown. Okay, here you can see even there is a spell error in evening. So in this word, you have to go to this word and fix that word. It means you have to go through all the segments and play that segment by pressing Shift plus Tab button.
Speaking to Rohit, sir.
Okay, some names will be highlighted because those names are not implemented in the dictionary. You can ignore those names, and the proper English words should be correct. There should not be any spelling errors in proper English words. Okay, and you have to check for missing words. And there is another tag called FIL, filler word. Okay, like and whose. Like you can, for example,
breaking.
I am speaking to Rohit sir. If it is like that, for that, for the word okay, and whose, you have to use a file tag. Okay, yeah, you have to use this a file tag for and those filler pauses. Okay, and
So, Guru, so just to just to emphasize on what Guru is saying. So basically, so filler word is nothing but like when we speak a sentence and we take a pause in between to think about the next word, like what the next word is, we usually use words like no. So that's filler word. So having said that, all these tags are incorporated into this tool. So as Guru told, the first thing is we need to go through the guidelines very thoroughly in order to understand like what tags are there. And then like we are supposed to listen to each of these segments at least twice to see if like all the missing words are there, and especially the file tag is there inside the segment. So in all the Indian conversation you will definitely come across a filler word, right? Now probably Guru can also explain about what SIL is.
yeah, sure.
Thanks, Guru.
Okay, thanks. So here, please listen to this segment carefully. I will play this segment.
Thanks for the confirmation. Basically, sir, the scholar.
Okay, at the beginning of this segment, there is a filler word. You can hear.
Thanks for the confirmation. Basically, sir, the.
Thanks for the confirmation. So that will come under a file, and you no need to type that like this after a file. Only put a file in the place of that filler pause or filler word. Okay, and there is an SIL. So how to capture this SIL? I will let you know. In this waveform, the audio signal, you can see there is a silence for around 1 second. Okay, then if there is a silence, the SIL means silence, the part of silence. Whenever there is a silence in between any speech, then you have to put SIL tag at the place of that SIL part. So you can listen to this segment.
Thanks for the confirmation. Basically, sir, this call is for quality and training purpose recorded. Please don't share the confidential data like OTP.
So after recorded, there is a silence. You can see here. After recorded word, there is a silence. So we have used SIL tag in that place. So you have to identify all these SILs in between the speech. Like here, you can see there is a SIL part here, and there is a SIL part another here, and another SIL part is here. So sorry. In this segment, you can see there is no SIL tag used here. So you have to introduce that SIL tag here. You have to add that SIL tag while proofreading.
Can't hear properly.
So thanks for provide a pre-approved credit card. Okay, the card name is MyZone Visa.
So
thanks for provide a.
after wide up, there is a SIL. So after wide up, an SIL tag will be used here. After that,
So thanks for provide a pre-approved credit card.
after that, after credit card, there is another SIL part. It is which is around a second of duration. So you have to use another SIL here.
So thanks for provide a pre-approved credit card. Okay, the card name is MyZone Visa.
What are the SIL parts below 1 second? You can ignore those. Okay, what are the SIL parts below 1 second? You can ignore those. If it is 1 second or more, then you have to put a SIL in the place of that SIL part. And about UNIN, wherever there is a word which is unintelligible, I mean, you can't understand what the speaker has spoken. So you have to use UNIN, means unintelligible word tag at that place. So don't type don't type that word wrongly. If it is unintelligible, just use a unintelligible tag in
Can't
the place.
hear. The network problem is there.
Okay. So if there are any foreign words in between the let me show you, in between the segments, there will be there is no example for that. There will be a tag called LM. Okay, inside this LM there will be a foreign word like Hindi words. If there are any Hindi words in this English speech, then those Hindi words will be typed inside the LM tags like this. You have to use Google input tool for typing Hindi words. So like aapka, uska, like this. In English transcription, the Hindi word should be written inside the LM tag. If there are any other words except Hindi, then you have to put UNI tag for that. Okay. You have to use UNI tag for.
So right. So just to add to what Guru is saying, so if the source language is English, and if you find any Hindi word or Hindi sentence within that conversation, then you need to put it in the within the LM tag, right? So one basic requirement here is like all the English proofreaders need to have, in case like, so if the recording is say from somebody from Calcutta, chances are like very few chances of Hindi sentence in that conversation. It could be Bengali. So if it's a Bengali, like a bit of Bengali inside the English speech, you can just put UNI over there, which means unintelligible. However, like if there is Hindi, then as per the requirement, the Hindi word has to be keyed in. So we need to use Google input. I think everybody knows how to use it. So yeah, and then type in the correct Hindi word inside. Yeah.
Okay, if you have any
Any
doubts or about any spellings or any Hindi words, just Google about that and use the correct word from the Google. Okay. So we have implemented.
Also, I think Guru, it will show you. Guru, I think the system will also prompt you if there is an error in Hindi, right?
Yes, correct. Like
yeah, and in the ribbon, it will prompt you if there is any error.
yeah, let me show that. Here you can see now in the ribbon, the apka has came under the spelling error ribbon. Some technical network issues there. That's why it is prompting. Okay, you will get all the spell errors highlighted. Okay, so you have to check those spellings and correct those spellings accordingly, and you have to go through the audio carefully and identify the missing words and correct those sentences. So I think this covers about proofreading. After this, if there are any errors like tag errors in the segments, it will highlight error message will be given here. So you have to check what is the error here. When you click on the next segment, the error for the segment above that will be shown. So here you can see open close angular tag mismatch found. So you have to check what is the error here. Closing tag was missing, so when I put that closing tag, the error will be gone. Okay, so and you just ignore about these overlap tags. Okay, do not disturb the overlap tags. just concentrate on missing words, spell errors, file tag and SIL tags. So when you complete this entire file for proofreading, after proofreading, after going through each and every segment, you have to save this file. Okay. After completing each and every segment, you have to save this file properly. Okay. And at last, you have to submit this file. Click on the submit button and click on OK. The file will be submitted. If there are any errors, it will give the error list here. You have to go to that particular segment and you have to fix that error and submit again. After submitting, you will be having no access to this file again. Okay, so please confirm that everything is fixed before submitting the file.
Guru, I think probably we need to also cover about the abbreviations like EMI, no,
Okay.
ICICI.
Okay. Sure.
I'll proof it.
About abbreviations, there are some words like EMI, HDFC, ICICI, NASA, and like ISRO, like that. So if the letters are spelled out like in word ICICI, so all the letters in ICICI are spelled out. So we have to write those words in caps with space between each letter, like this. I. Okay. Space between each letter, and each letter should be in capital letter. And after that, HDFC. If the letters are spelled out, then you have to type those letters in caps with space between each letter. And for NASA, ISRO, PAN card, like these words, these are actually abbreviations. NASA is an abbreviation, but NASA is pronounced as a word. It is pronounced in the word form. So NASA will be typed as a word only, like NASA in small letters. No words will start with the capital letters like good, God, or after full stop also you have to these are wrong. So you have to use all small letters in a word forms. If a new sentence, in a new sentence also, you have to start with a small letter only. Only the capital letters are used for abbreviations only, like ICICI, HDFC, EMI, OTP, GPS, like those words. Okay. For NASA, ISRO, you have to write those as the words in small cases.
Yeah, so as Guru mentioned, all these abbreviations which are spelled out, it has to be in capitals and with space between. The entire this segment has to be in small case. But there is one exception to the word OK, like which has to be typed as O and K, right? So you will also get a validation error if you type OK as OKAY. So except these abbreviations and OK, the word OK, remaining everything has to be in small case. Also, this thing, what do you call? All the numbers has to be in words. I mean, it shouldn't be in spelling form. I mean, it shouldn't be in the numerical form. So yeah, so these are some of the, as I told, the first thing is to go through the guidelines once. So, and it takes a bit of practice. So probably 1 or 2 files, if you do, then you will get a hang of what it is. And all the rules will be like, you'll be able to get all the rules without any problem.
Yes, please go to the guidelines. If you have any doubts, you can contact us. So is there any doubts?
Can you please share the recording also, so that
sure.
just
recording will be shared.
Okay, thanks.
So our suggestion is, like, whoever are there in this call, probably you can write back to me asking for the sample files. So we would like you to do a sample file at least for say 1 or 2 minutes, so that you get a hang of this tool, right? Even though you're doing the proofreading eventually. So if you type out say a minute or 2 minutes in this tool, then you get a feel of how the tool works. So the request is like everybody there in the call, just drop a mail to me, shekharmenon@medap.com, and asking for the sample files. We'll create your login IDs and we'll share a sample with you. Once you save that file, you don't need to submit it. We'll assign it to your name. Once you save the file, we'll just go through the file, and then we can start assigning the files for proofreading with you. Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
anyone
So
any,
that's
any
it from
doubt?
my side. Any question you have? Probably I don't know how much time we have left, but yeah. So any questions either on chat or?
Please unmute yourself and ask questions.
In one of the segments, hello.
Okay.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
In one of the segments, what I heard was different from what was written in the segment. I mean,
Exactly. That's the. I think you're talking about confirmation or something.
yes, the sinful
Yeah. So
and
that's that's a spell check. So see, the one thing is we need to type out what has been spoken. So even if it is wrong, yeah. So it has to be the way you hear it. It has to be typed that way. So probably that's the issue with the audio or the person who has recorded the audio. Having said that, we need to type in what has been said. So if that word is matching that particular utterance, then I think we retain. If not, then we need to correct it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Anybody else? If not, then we can wind up. And probably, as I mentioned, you can send a mail to me asking samples, and I will just create your login ID and share it with you.
I have just one question. So how important is it to have Hindi knowledge? Because I'm not that sound in Hindi.
Acha.
So
see,
what kind of tags?
Yeah. So we have tried our best to ensure that the recording has minimum of any language. I mean, apart from English. But having said that, there are some files which do have Hindi words within. I mean, spoken. So it could be a name of a movie, or it all depends. Like usually, because usually when we speak, we tend to speak English, right, rather than pure English. So these are all like general conversations and a call center recording.
Okay.
So, but just let me know, your ID,
Okay.
and this we can assign you files which are like specific only for English, but we'll have to find out like which. So we have some South Indian conversations wherein there is a minimal use of Hindi, and North Indian as well.
Okay.
You
because
mentioned.
I'm just worried about the slangs and everything because I'm not that exposed to.
So yeah, so
Hindi,
it's basically, see, I mean, somebody who has learned Hindi, basic Hindi in their school, I mean, they should be able to handle this. Yeah. So having said that, even you come from a convent educated this, or I mean, if you learned Hindi in your school days, that is enough to get this done. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
You just mentioned names of the movies.
Yeah.
But then any name, I mean, we cannot call it a Hindi name or whatever because we write it.
It's fine. So unless it's
language.
Yeah. So it's like say so I think that is fine. It's only words like if somebody uses something like aapka, iska, acha, so that acha is not an English word, right? So that has to be in Hindi. So either you can search in Google and paste it, or that way. So there are many ways we can get that particular word out. I mean, if you already have experience in transcription, so it's just about having general awareness and then doing some R&D and getting the right thing out.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And also see one heads up is like this. This tool we just developed this platform. It's been a couple of months. So this is the first version of it. and we are planning to improve on this version, and we are planning to like all the future work which will be have which will be working on will be on this platform. So my suggestion is, even if like in case you find some issues here and there, just you can just write to us and we'll try and fix it. But having said that, you need to have some sort of this patience and understand that there's a new tool. So there might say what has happened is we have tried to incorporate all the spell checks and tags within the tool. Earlier it was like we are working on an open source tool wherein you had to memorize the way the tag had to be keyed in. But here you just have to if you just put start with the angular bracket, and it will show you a list of tags, and you just have to select from it.
Right.
So
Right.
there might be some minuses in the beginning, but then just ignore that. If you see the tool in the entirety, it is quite helpful. And as I said, eventually in the future projects, we'll try and make a better version of what we have now.
All right. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. So I think in the like in case
I have a question.
yeah, please.
You mentioned Google Input. I'm not too familiar with that. So can you just go through that very quickly?
So I can probably share a link with you wherein you can download the tool. Guru, can you just show like how the tool works?
Yeah.
I probably type some yeah.
Yeah, here you can see I have installed Google Input tool for Hindi, Marathi, and Kannada. I am just selecting Hindi. Okay. So here you can see. If you want to type any name or anything, you have to just know its English spelling. So if you want to type good, then you can just type good in English, and it will automatically suggest you the word of that particular word in Hindi. Like
probably Guru, you can show her like how say Mera is written. So
yeah. So
just
if you want to write Mera, then for Mera the English spellings will be MERA. So as you type MERA, there are 3-4 suggestions will be given. So you have to select the correct one. Mera, Mer, Mer, Mere. So for Mera, the correct spelling is word is Mera. So select Mera. Or agar yes.
Yeah, sorry, Guru. I can't see the way you're typing it. I mean, I can just see the final output over there, but not the way you're typing. You want to show it on Notepad or Word or something?
I think the typing screen is not visible.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that interface.
Yeah. Are you able to see it now?
Yes, yeah. We can see Notepad. Yeah.
Okay. The typing window.
Yeah, just start typing. Just type Mera, MERA.
I typed just right now Aapka.
Okay, so unfortunately, I mean, somehow that we're able to see only the final output. So yeah, so just to answer your query, if you know the English spelling of the way we type in WhatsApp or this, if you know the English spelling of that particular Hindi word, then you would get a list of words in the drop down, and then you just have to select that particular word, and it'll get populated. Yeah, so now it is come. Yeah, so now see, Aapka, all these options, Aapka. It just came for a while and it disappeared. So, it's pretty simple to use. Yeah, so once you install it, you can just start typing.
Okay.
Does that answer your question? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sure. Yeah, we can see that window now.
Okay.
Yeah, so Aapka should actually be AAPKA. So it is showing all the options for Aapka.
And you select the Hindi one. That's what.
Yeah, we select the Hindi one.
Got it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Any more questions? If not, then probably we can. Deadlines, yeah, Dr. Sureka. So, see, actually, we are working on a tight schedule. Having said that, we know you're relatively new to the tool, so we can give you 1 or 2 days. Once we assign the files, So the first step is to shortlist the samples you have submitted. We'll go through it, and then we'll start assigning the files. Probably we can give you a couple of days to get familiarized with the system. Having said that, we are not asking you to create any new segment, because creating new segments is where it consumes time. So the scope of work would be to just go to the segment and add, remove any the words which are not there in the transcription, add new tags. That's it. So it shouldn't take you much time. So the project deadline is actually 5th of February. So it's the first week of February actually. So we'll try and try and wind up, and we got like a lot of hours also of proofreading. So as and when a person completes the file, we can assign new files to him or her. So yeah. Sure. Okay, so I think since we don't have any more questions, let's.
So Shekhar, I just have one more question. So I wanted to ask that for completing 1 hour of audio, so for proofreading 1 hour of audio, approx average, how much time does it take?
So, first of all, it all depends on our skills. I mean, the languages and also the typing bit also. On an average, I think you should be able to proofread 40-45 minutes in a day. Depends on how much time you can dedicate also. So, so ideally, yeah. So between 30 and 45 minutes, you should be able to do. If I sit for 8 hours at a stretch. And it also depends on the file quality. If there aren't many mistakes in the file, then you just have to go through it quickly, all the segments. So typing, it takes definitely, if it is an entire transcription work which has to be done, then it takes around 25 minutes, to complete 1 hour, we can complete only 25 minutes a day. But if it's a proofreading work, then it shouldn't take much time is what I feel. And again, as I said, depends on the file quality.
Yeah, the time is about to expire. The session time is about to expire. So
oh yes,
the samples will be shared to everyone. Please put a mail